All right, so Record of Ragnarok chapter 107. This chapter is awesome. Round 12 fighters confirmed this chapter, all that and more. It's going to be a great video. Before that though, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Also drop a like on the video so you're more likely to be recommended to the channel in the future. Keeps you on this side of the Ragnarok algorithm and helps out the channel. Shout out to the members as always for their continued support. I appreciate it. And away we go. So obviously we're picking up off the end of last chapter where Hilda and Odin had a confrontation. The sentence at the beginning of the chapter says the remaining warriors are, and it shows us the picture of Kintoki, Rasputin, and Nostradamus. Now Rasputin is still silhouetted. We cannot see what he truly looks like, but he does look like an older gentleman here, has a beard. This is probably a loose representation of what he's going to look like. But some time has passed between the interaction at the end of last chapter and now, because Hilda is now back in her selection room. And she says, finally, humanity has 6 wins, just one more. And next is him, Odin. So she flashes back to that confrontation and Odin says to her, kill me, you a Valkyrie, obviously in reference to what she said to him at the end of last chapter, her declaration of war, that she was going to kill him. And Odin says, is this for something as trivial as love? And Hilda confirms it is. So everything is for Siegfried, obviously. Odin then laughs in her face and says, you truly have gone mad. Unfortunately, he belongs to me. Siegfried's fate is to die and to become the vessel for the revival of the primordial gods. Hilda just looks at him angrily, and he continues and says, you're unsurprised as I thought. You already knew. I may not know who you heard that from, but know this. My desire can no longer be stopped by anyone. He then turns away from her and just walks away, but Hilda yells to stop him and says, but why? Siegfried, all of humanity, you'll sacrifice them for the primordial gods. Just what is your desire? What are you trying to achieve with their power? Do you want to control the entirety of Valhalla? And Odin simply says, no, I don't want to control it. I will destroy it. Hilda says, what? Odin continues and says, Helheim, Midgard, and Valhalla as well. I shall destroy them all, and then I shall bring about the end of everything. This is the best panel of Odin we've ever gotten in the series. I think it's awesome. And obviously the end of everything is like Ragnarok in and of itself. You know, this is the record of Ragnarok. Does that mean that he's going to succeed in his goal? Is he going to win this fight? Is he still going to bring forth the primordials? Is this kicking us into post-tournament storylines? I hope so. But he is truly just evil for the sake of it, it seems. It doesn't seem like he wants to do anything but be a harbinger of chaos and bring destruction and death to everyone in his path. We'll see if there's more to it later, but for now, that's his motivation. He says that's all, and Hilda looks stunned. She just simply says the end of everything. She questions it. She is just completely surprised. Odin says, I shall fight next. Loki was not meant to lose. For me to have to fight myself, it's quite a bother. Your madness and my desire, just what will prevail? I look forward to finding out, Hilda. Hilda clenches her fist and says, me too, because I've been waiting for this for as long as I can remember. She points at him, resolves herself, and Odin just kind of looks at her and just kind of walks away from her. Now we're back to her in the selection room. She says, it's finally here. I'm leaving it all to you. I decided it'd be you since the very beginning. To defeat the supreme god of the Norse pantheon, it can only be you, Sakura Kintoki. Officializing Kintoki as the 12th round representative for humanity, we cut to him within his waiting room now, and we see this awesome axe lodged into the stump of a tree with Kintoki sitting on a bench. It seems he's known this entire time that he was going to be fighting Odin from the beginning as well. Hilda probably told him. He's sitting on this bench and Buddha walks in. Obviously there's a connection between these two, but that gets expounded upon here as well. And Buddha says it's been decided. Din Din's fighting for the gods in round 12, so confirming Odin in round 12. Some people in my comments on the spoiler video are saying, hey, you know, maybe Anubis is going to just be waiting in the arena because he's pissed off. Anything is possible, I guess, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Odin himself said he's fighting, and now Buddha seems to have insider knowledge that they came to the decision that he's going out there. It would cheapen Odin, in my opinion, if like Anubis did get to go out there after Odin proclaimed he was going out there. We'll see. Kintoki says, I see. And Buddha says, speaking of which, I was just at the store and I bought up all the Buddha chups. That's his favorite candy. Shiva and his pals were there too, and we see Shiva with all, you know, his godly friends from his pantheon, and notably Rudra is there and Indra is there, so I like to see that. And Shiva says, don't you preach about abandoning earthly desire and attachment? Talking about Buddha's obsession with candy. Buddha is like recalling the stories, like they were all so riled up, so I hit him with attaching yourself to abandoning attachment is an attachment, you know. And basically it's just like a comedic relief scene. It shows like Shiva, Rudra, and Indra like having their minds blown by this. Buddha says, and then they were too dumbstruck to even respond. Man, I wish you could have seen their faces. So just a funny moment where Buddha has the gift of gab. They're giving him a hard time about eating the candy, and he threw it right back at him. Kintoki says, Buddha, thanks, but you ain't the kind of guy to break the tension like that. I ain't got no worries. So it seems like Buddha was kind of trying to be like a good friend. Like he saw Kintoki was extremely hyper serious about, you know, taking on the challenge of fighting Odin, going out there to kill. And he went out there to lessen the tension in the room, but Kintoki obviously saw through it. Cool panel of Kintoki. He says, I ain't got no worries. And Buddha says, oh yeah, all right, make sure you come back after, because we still don't have a winner for our 100th bout. This is an insane line of dialogue, because this implies that they've fought nearly 100 times, and it's almost like a score is left unsettled. Now, Kintoki goes on to say, yeah, I know. How about next is Happa Sumo? And Buddha says, got it, right after you get back. So it seems that it's not like free-for-all fighting rules. It's more so they pick a specific rule set they want to fight under, and then they do it. So I'd love to see this in a backstory. I'd love to see more, but it seems like they fought each other 99 times prior to this, and it's ambiguous like who the true victor is. This is pretty awesome because it really hypes Kintoki, because Buddha's, you know, one of these people that a lot of people consider one of the strongest gods. If Kintoki's his rival and they've had near 100 fights, even if it's, you know, split up into specific subsections of fights, like obviously this next one's going to be sumo, that's pretty awesome because Buddha sees him as like a worthy adversary to go toe to toe with. So who knows who's the stronger of the two, but that's a really good sign for Kintoki to be somebody that can challenge Odin. Kintoki says, good, I'll only be gone a sec. Just got some annoying shit to take care of. He grabs his axe, and the axe is way bigger than you would originally think. It's huge. And he picks up the axe, he dislodges it from the stump, and Buddha says, Din strong, you know. And Kintoki says, yeah, I bet, but I ain't worried. Odin, I'm gonna kill him, because me and him each have the same desire. And the final sentence says, battle axe in hand, he's off to exterminate a guy. This man looks crazy, bro. The aura is insane from Kintoki. I'm not gonna lie. This dude's getting me hyped, bro. He is getting me hyped. This guy looks awesome right now. If you haven't seen anybody fight with an axe right now, I am legitimately extremely invested in this now. Like, I want to see how this is going to work with the axe. It should be gun gear that Odin's using, I'd assume. You know, maybe he pulls out the sword at the end. Maybe that's how he wins. I don't know. But this is going to be crazy. And I know a lot of people are not going to want to see Kintoki lose, because I guarantee he's going to be one of the best characters in this series. But he might be a victim. Let me know your predictions on the fight. Who do you think is going to win? On a further note, like, you know, people saying like, you know, is this really going to be the fight? I mean, I just think like it would really cheapen the dialogue between Kintoki and Odin this chapter if anything else did happen, because they're so resolved in fighting each other for their own reasons. Odin more so just resolved in going out there and fighting because his dream's on the line. Kintoki is 100% resolved in fighting Odin. I think that this fight should go through, and I can't wait for it. So let me know all your thoughts on that below. I might drop this video before the 106 because this one is just so hype and I'm so excited about it. So if that is the case, stay tuned for 106. It'll be out shortly after. Subscribe if you haven't. Like I said, drop a like. I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Peace.